honey.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, honey.
Oh my gosh!
If you're into crypto, you know exactly what that video was about. If the S&P 500 moves 1%, everybody freaks out while people are happy to buy the dip on a 10, 20, 30% move in crypto. I thought that was very relevant. Today I'm going to be diving into some stock and cryptos, but most importantly, 3 crucial things that we need to be keeping our eye on this week. This is the Stocks with Josh show. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the video, supporting this channel by hitting the like and saying hi in the comments. It pushes the video out to more viewers. And if you haven't seen me yet, join the community, join the Stock Josh fam community by hitting that subscribe button to get daily content and insight into stocks and crypto. All right, the first thing that we've got to keep our eyes on this week is earnings. And we have the biggest earnings of the year, which normally is Apple stock, but at the moment, Nvidia has taken over that #1 spot of focus because it's not Apple stock that's been taking the markets higher. It's absolutely been Nvidia, and the AI narrative is what's pushing these markets higher and higher. I read an article this morning saying Goldman Sachs ups their year-end S&P 500 target to 5,200, and it says that big tech is the one that's going to be doing the heavy lifting. Pretty much the entire article just reiterated the fact that Goldman Sachs had gotten into alignment with a number of other analysts who had predicted a higher target for the S&P 500. And they were getting on board with the fact that big tech, even after Nvidia's earnings, could still be the #1 reason why the markets go higher. And I quote, they said, the Q4 earnings highlighted the ongoing fundamental strength of the Mag 7 in the face of decreasing inflation. And so, even though there is not a lot of breadth to this market, they're saying that it can go higher and that Nvidia is going to be the crucial catalyst for that to happen. Nvidia in 2024 alone has risen to be the 4th largest company in the world. They're up so far in just the last 45 days, almost 50%. And for a large cap big tech company to be up near 50% in 45 days is unbelievable. And they're bringing up a lot of other tech companies behind them. So how long will the party last? And here's the big question. If for some reason they don't beat and they don't meet expectations, how badly would the markets respond to it? Well, there's some other significant events going on this week that could turn into a perfect storm. Now, I'm not saying that it's all going to go sideways or bad, but I'm definitely telling you need to be prepared for what could happen this week. This week could absolutely send the stock market babies crying as we get a bigger than normal reaction. Other important earnings that are going on this week that I'm watching: Tuesday, Walmart, Home Depot, Teladocs is reporting. Wednesday, we're getting obviously Nvidia, but also Rivian, which I'm going to talk about this week. And Thursday, we're going to see Square, Carvana, and Intuit. I'm going to be covering more of the technicals of these in the Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, it's the Stock Squad Patreon, and that's where Stockmo, Keenan Gray, Stock Up with Larry Jones, and myself, 4 seasoned investors, where we are providing technical alerts and trade alerts and answering questions for the community. Check it out by clicking on the link in the top pinned comment. And let me know what earnings you would like to see me talk about this week. Then Wednesday, the FOMC notes are going to be released, as well as the fact the Fed is going to give a speech and he's going to answer questions later. So we're already going to see a huge spike in volatility off of him speaking, and then that's going to drive us into earnings with Nvidia. And so Wednesday is going to be a big day in the markets. And then at the end of the week, after all of that, we're going to be getting another report called the U.S. Services and Manufacturing PMI, and that's going to again give us insight as to whether or not the economy is strong, heating up, or cooling off, and it's absolutely going to be potentially a counterweight to whatever we discover on Wednesday. So if the markets just go nuts on Wednesday off of a dovish Fed and hot earnings, we could then see the economy give us a warning on Friday. It could work either way, but we need to keep our eyes on it. All right, I'm going to get into a crypto chart here in just a minute that I think can become like a technical class, but it also is going to give us insight into what is getting ready or setting up to happen in the meme coins, because even though I'm just going to be covering one of the meme coins, a lot of them are looking the exact same way, and so we're going to identify what's happening with the meme coins. But before I do, let me take a very quick station break for people that are trying to get better prepared to invest in 2024. Some of you need to get better trade tools. Some of you need to get a second platform to separate your option trading to just your long-term investing. And the one that I'm going to identify to you guys is the Moomoo, which is a zero cost to trade platform that will give you up to 15 free stock. But if you just put some cash in there and you leave it sit, it'll grow right now 8.1%. It's the very best interest rate that I've seen anywhere. So if you open up a Moomoo account and you just let your cash sit there, they're going to give you risk-free 8.1%. A very good deal. Click on the link in the top pinned comment to get all the details. It's available in the US, Australia, and Canada, but the offer is different in each place. So see what's available for you. Get the free stock, earn a better interest rate, and start trading with better trade tools. All right. Now, I shared some news recently on SHIB, and this is very similar news at a critical moment in time for Shiba Inu. Trillions of SHIB shifted in an epic 100% Shiba Inu whale activity spike. So last week we talked about the fact that trillions of dollars worth of SHIB was getting shifted around by the whales and the exchanges. They're moving it, getting prepared for something big that's getting ready to happen. And over the weekend, this Saturday and Sunday, we saw another multi-trillion-dollar shift of SHIB. And now we've got something going on. It's what's referred to as something is brewing. And now that's the interesting fundamental news. But what's brewing in the chart is also saying that we're very, very close to a trigger move in the meme coins. So here's what's happening when we go to look over at the charts. We have been beneath these 5 zeros for a long time, and Shiba Inu is getting ready to get rid of one of those zeros, get to that 4 zeros 10, where it's a trigger to move higher. And I want you to understand, how do we get down to where we got? So if you go back in time, you realize that back in May of 2022, Shiba Inu had this massive flush down. It was just this incredible moment of capitulation. And since then, it found a bottom. It's largely moved sideways for a long time, but each time it spiked up, it came against a descending line of resistance. But it would continue to come back to the general bottom sideways area. And now we're at the point where we're squeezing underneath that line of resistance and that sideways downward pattern. And the potential is that if we break out, it's all converging at the breakout of 4 zeros and 10. That's where it's all converging. If we do break over that number and we break above with volume over that descending line of resistance, it'll be the first time that it's happened in the last couple years, and it could preempt a very large push up. Where would it go? Well, it would likely go back to retest the area that led us into this downward zone. So basically we will have gone down, sideways, and back up to that area where we had capitulated from to attempt to see whether or not we could reclaim that level. This is all about structural support and structural resistance. We've had a couple years of structural support forming on the bottom side. Now it's time to go up and test that big structural resistance, which I've identified as 4 zeros and 17. And so that's where I think we could potentially move up. Now, someone's going to say, but Josh, you've talked about SHIB and Doge in the last month, and you know what? It didn't pop just yet. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, what is likely? Is it likely that this thing is just going to push down ours? Is SHIB and Doge meme coins dead? Even though you have been holding it for a long time, if we go back in time to the beginning, we see that it had moved sideways for almost half a year, and then in a very short 4 days went up 314%. And so what I want you guys to be aware of is if SHIB wants to move, it absolutely can go really high. And so it wouldn't at all be uncharacteristic if it were to break out above that critical area of 4 zeros 10 to shoot up to 4 zeros 17. That would be nothing. That would be an 80% move when we've already seen this thing shoot up near 400% in 4 days. And so this expectation that we would hit that 4017 in my mind is extremely realistic. And again, you pretty much have to ask yourself at this point, is SHIB dead? Well, it's one of the largest market cap meme coins in the world. It doesn't appear to be dead to me. There's a ton more going on with it now than there had been in the last crypto cycle. And so more than likely, this is just being one of the last coins that's going to pop after Bitcoin dominance finally comes to an end, which we've seen a big push up there. It wouldn't shock me if we cool off a little bit and we see the meme coins run. And so, yes, I still think that SHIB and Doge are setting up for a breakout. And when I told you guys about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, that entire trough period that formed would have potentially been a buying opportunity if we're getting ready to shoot up 100% up to 17. So keep that in mind, and let's see how the next couple weeks plays out. I think that this move is imminent. Even though we could pull back, we might even have another dip. The fact is, I think in under 30 days, we're going to see if this thing breaks out. So let's track it together, guys. Keep your eye on it. Let me know in the comment section if you think that SHIB is a dead token or whether you think we're going to see a big, powerful move in the next month. I'd love to get your guys' opinion on it. That's all I've got for you today. I'm going to be diving deeper into Nvidia, possibly tomorrow. I've got some other hot stocks and crypto to talk about this week. It's going to be a good week in the market. Thank you guys for joining me. Hit that like. If you didn't hit the like and you made it this far, you probably ought to hit the like and hit the subscribe so you can make sure to get the next video. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take care. Happy President's Day. We'll talk tomorrow.